as Julieta Madrigal, who could probably take a break curing people covered with cactus spines to save the lives of some sick babies. Long story short, between better healthcare, a lack of conflict, and a clean water source, we would expect most, if not all, of the children to survive. I mean, that is kind of the point of the Encanto after all. It's meant to be a paradise. Also, while we're on the subject, no, Julieta is not a cheat code for solving inbreeding. She doesn't seem to be able to cure genetic issues because, as we clearly see in the movie, she's able to cure the symptoms of Augustine's bee allergy, but not the actual genetic causes behind the problem. She can cure ailments like swelling, but not the underlying genetics issue. So no, inbreeding still at play. Okay, so knowing all of this information, do the people of the Encanto have to worry about inbreeding? Well, in 1980, a long-standing idea in species restoration theories was the so-called 50-500 rule. The idea behind it is that 50 people capable of creating children could prevent the immediate risk of inbreeding, and 500 would help combat genetic drift. 50, huh? Well, that's exactly where our count of Encanto's population wound up, so the Madrigal's village is riding dangerously close to the line. It also isn't helping their case that many more recent articles claim that the numbers from the 1980s are way too low. New estimates range from 98 to 150 to 160 to 10,000 and 14,000. Other articles suggest that the proper ratios here should be 500 and 5,000 instead of 5,500. Finally, in an article from Science Focus entitled "How Do Small and Isolated Tribes Cope with Inbreeding?" it states that there are tribal customs to prevent inbreeding, but quote, inbreeding only becomes a serious problem when the population drops below 50 or so. Basically, reading the relevant scientific literature, there seems to be no one consensus, which sucks again because Encanto's village is right there on the bubble. So I had to call in the big guns. I asked my buddy Austin from the show The Science over on Game Theory to design a computer model that would simulate mating patterns for Encanto's village, and then track the gene combinations that were being spread to offspring. From there, we would program in populations the size we calculated for the movie and create best and worst case scenarios of mating patterns to see if and when inbreeding would occur. Because there were so many hypotheticals at play, I felt it was best to keep it simple by keeping a 50-50 ratio of men to women being born. After running a few dozen rounds of the simulation, what we found was shocking. Yes,